So Brad, personalization. I mean, okay, you've got to know people's names, but you're dealing in the same stuff as everyone else. It's called money. So how do you personalize that, you say?
Well, I think personalization at a mass scale
Yeah.
is one of the most difficult things to accomplish, and I think that it needs to be engineered into the business process.
Yeah.
And you know, you and I were talking earlier, Martin, the idea of Nordstrom in the United States, a great department store, right? I continue to be fascinated by how well they do it. I had an experience a couple years ago personally where I walked in and I was with a friend of mine and I saw a suit that I wanted and it was not inexpensive and I purchased it. And I went back in to try it on and it didn't quite work. And I said to the salesperson, "This is my fault. The last suit that I purchased had been custom tailored, and I know that you guys can't do that to the suit." And the guy looked at me, and here's was the response. He said, "Give us one more chance to make it right, but I want to tell you something.
Brilliant, yeah.
When you come back and you get it, take it away, wear it, bring it back in whenever you would like, and we will custom make a suit for you." And I want to tell you what fascinated me about that is that he said it with no trepidation. And in a retail company, as you know, that meant the GMM, the DMM, the buyer, the regional manager, the store director, the head of the department, and this person with whom I was speaking all had to be in agreement that that would be their standard of service, right? And so it created this remarkable experience that you can imagine I've told on more than one occasion, right? In banking, the situation was a little bit different in that we had to find a simple way to allow people to personalize the experience. And because we were a commercial bank and we were helping business grow, I wanted to observe the behavior. So I sat in on a great many client meetings, and here's how it would go. Someone would walk in the door that sat at the table across from the banker, and they would say, "I need $20 million. And quickly, the conversation would devolve into price, right? And so I felt that if we could get the conversation out of price and into emotion, so we thought if we had people say, "Why do you do what you do?" suddenly, the individual who was sitting across from us would begin to talk emotionally about their dreams and their aspiration and what they hope to achieve, and it would enable us to create real value, to bring all the bankers to the table who could really help them achieve their dreams and their aspirations for their business. Because I realized people didn't need another bank, but they did need a banker, right?
Exactly, brilliant.
And so I think that was one of the ways we accomplished personalization. I also want to tail onto what John was saying, because you have to hire to the brand. It's incredibly important, and you know, there's that story of Chicago. There was a hiring fair at a new opening. And hundreds of people had shown up, and there were tents and hot dogs and sodas, right? And everyone was standing there with an application in their hand, and I'll never forget what I saw. The store manager came out, and she took a microphone, and she tapped it, and everyone looked, right? And she said, "I don't want anyone to fill out an application right now." And everyone was quite shocked. And she said, "But what we're going to do is we're going to organize you into teams, and what we want to do is the store is going to open in about 15 minutes, and we want to deploy you to the door in teams. And what we're going to ask is quite simple. We just want you to greet every guest who walks in the door." I was standing there. 50% of the people got into their car and drove off. And I said to the store manager, "Well, tell me, what was the impetus for that?" And she said, "We can't train people to be friendly." And so it allowed them to do a very simple edit and to hire to the brand, and I thought it was really powerful.